Very good everybody, and welcome to another video. I am your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko, and I will be your captain for today's flight. And today's flight will take us back to the PMDG Boeing 737-600. After flying the Airbus A320 by Phoenix, I figured let's at least do one Boeing flight, and then later we'll do some more Airbus flights as well. So that's the aircraft that we'll be using. We'll be flying from Copenhagen to Amsterdam. It will be a short flight late in the evening. We're using real world time and real world weather. The Aerosoft Simple Traffic Tool and GSX. And we'll have the Scandinavian Airlines livery installed currently. Let me pull up the overlay as well from Kastrup Airport to Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam. There is a link in the chat. You can follow my flight on the Volanta website. If you would like to see the flight progress on a map or anything like that, then you can feel free to do that. Alright, so I set this up real quick, so I'm not sure if I'm forgetting anything or not, but let's just hop on it. And we start the GSX. Well, before we do the boarding, let's actually just power up the aircraft. So we have the external power connected. So battery can come on. And the ground power is available, so let's turn that on. Got some overhead lights going here as well. We'll not be flying Combat Sim this flight. Just nice and easy, no pressure. Anti-collision lights, local lights, we can turn those on. The aircraft will now start to power up. Electronic flight bag, so we have our flight here. Departure weather at Kastrup is 260 at 11 knots for our winds. We got 10 kilometers, 15 degrees centigrade, QNH 1018. So we're parked here at parking at the gate at B7. We're parked next to an EasyJet. Let's call up GSX. And we request boarding. Okay, so the aircraft starting to power up finally. Let's also turn on some lights here on the panel. So it's likely going to be nighttime by the time we land in Amsterdam. So we saw the QNH 1018.
Boarding requested.
QNH at 1018. Okay, so let's quickly set up everything. So we are go to the FMC. We got the 737-600. So we are positioned at Echo Kilo Charlie Hotel. The gate will be B7, not sure if that is recognized, so we'll find out short enough. There you go. There we are, so route, we can just request. We get the route from our sim brief. So reserves fuel 1.8, block fuel 5.0. Very simple, check out of the...
Do you want to board crew?
I would like to board both, please.
Pilot's boarding starting.
Thank you, ma'am. So 5.0, 1.8. 5.0, 1.8, so we can set payload, set fuel, select route.
Crew boarding starting.
So the jetway is connected, so we will not be able to see the boarding as such, but it is boarding. Aircraft is still figuring out where it is. We'll load our flight plan that will now upload into our FMC. Here is our crew. Let's give ourselves a little squawk code in the meantime. And red transponder, that's okay. Okay, so the route is in, we can activate that and execute. And then we'll immediately go to the departure and arrival. So our OFP is telling us that we'll use 22 right with the LANGO 2 Charlie. So 22 right, the LANGO 2 Charlie, and we can execute, go back index, and for the arrival we'll do the same. Just checking our OFP, see what's saying there, 18 right, with the BLUFA 1 alpha. So 18 right, the BLUFA 1 alpha, was it 18 right, correct? 18 right, okay. And I believe it was RTIP for the transition, no, KUBAT direct BLUFA. So no transition, so just execute, and this should be our route. So the entire route is now sitting here. We just have, after RTP, this route discontinuity. We'll look at that in a little bit. So it's all been set up nicely. So we return to the Itinerary page, routes per minute. So here we can get our zero fuel weight. Just enter it like this, it's nice. So we got 1.8 on the reserve fuel and the cost index. We'll find its way at the top of the OFP. Cost index 11, wind 282 at 047. Cost index 11. Wind 282.047. I don't know why I try to do these things off the top of my head sometimes. Maybe not doing it yet. Cruising altitude flight level 400. So we got 10 out of 101 passengers boarded now. So 282047, I believe that was. Just quickly double check before we enter it. 282047. Transition altitude 5,000 feet. Seems about right for Copenhagen. Let's have a look. Transition altitude 5,000. So that's correct as well. So we can execute this page. And one limit. We'll do the calculations with the performance tool here. So runway 22 right, I believe it was. To right. Okay. Actually, we need to be over here. Performance tool. So to right runway condition will be dry 116. Import weather and import from aircraft. 1018. So we calculate. Keeping us takeoff at 58 degrees. So take off the rate 58 degrees, and that should give us 87 on the N1. It's giving us here 86.3, but I'll take it. It's V1 speed 123, rotate 123, V2 127. Fast reduction acceleration height 1500 feet, and trim setting 5.81. So these numbers will probably slightly vary. Still don't know really why that is. Flaps 1. We got 5.81, 123, 123, 127, that's actually correct. And runway length maintaining, remaining was 116, I believe, 116. So that is all in there, 116. There you go. Looks like we might beat our passengers. Never beat your passengers. I don't never beat anyone. It is not nice. And also don't beat your passengers. So 40 passengers loaded out of 101. That concludes the setup of our FMC. Then for the mode control panel, since we're not flying online, we can just do whatever the hell we want. And as I said earlier, we will definitely be flying the Airbus A320 soon. Again, to get a little bit more reacquainted with it. But for now, I really felt I haven't been flying for a couple of days, as you may have noticed. And today I returned to the channel, and I figured let's do something interesting. So we chose the Airbus A320. But it was it's been a while since I've flown it, and so now I felt like let's also just do the Boeing 737 for you. Okay. The aircraft should have position now. And turn on flight directors on both sides. Baggage loading is at 83. Let's have a look outside. Right, so let's also start up the APU. I'm also going to open the fuel pumps. Let's see, we have the fuel on board, 510. So we turn on seatbelt sign. Fuel pumps are open. Let's start the APU. Arm our emergency exit lights. So the altitude currently sea level. That's correct. And we'll be cruising at flight level 400.
May I see your boarding pass, please? Hello.
Can turn on traffic on our navigational display.
Hello. Good evening.
So the boarding has almost finished, and I think our setup pretty much finished as well. The APU is now EGT is resting at 400 degrees. I'm going to turn on the APU bleed so that we can start our engines when we're ready.
Hello.
And doing that, let's also switch over to the APU generator. We can disconnect the ground power from up here. And then we will also request the ground power to be released with the ground crew below.
Boarding pass, please.
So ground power may be released. Thank you. So the trim was 5.8, 5.81, basically around 6. These types of trims, you know, they're super, they're actually quite precise. As you can see, it's a really slow movement. But, you know, the decimals not really working. But that should be it. We're in the green range here anyway, so that's all fine. Let's set our parking brake if that has not been set. That is now set. So the baggage loaders are finished. I think the boarding process is about to be completed as well.
Hello.
has been completed. Turn on the no smoking sign as well. The thing is, if you turn that on in this simulator, in this aircraft, you will not hear the GSX effect of the passengers boarding. I do like that little touch, so I always like to leave that on until the very last when the boarding is finished. So it looks like we're pretty much ready to go. Let's quickly see what is expected from us. Going to be probably no supervision, so we can do whatever the hell we want. Towards Maxwell Vista, KUBAT next, and LANGO. So we got the LANGO to Charlie departure, so it's a very straightforward departure. So nothing too crazy there. Let's have a look at. Oops, where did we go? Look at the airport. So runway 2 to right is this one. So to get there, we probably get via Alpha 1, Alpha, and then here we are, and it could be via Papa. So we'll push back nose to the left. So let's report ready. If we can remove the chocks, and hopefully that will also close all the doors and everything. Let's check on this side. Not quite yet. Close all doors. Mostly planes, hey, welcome back, man. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back, mostly planes. Welcome back, man. Hope you're doing well. Nice of you to say hi. We're doing a short flight from Copenhagen to Amsterdam. And we're about ready to push back. Doors closing there. The air cells are moving.
We are ready for pushback.
Alright, that's cool. So are we. I think everything's pretty much set up. I think I would like a little bit more lights up here right now. It is getting a little bit dark. Turn on our yaw lamp.
Departure checks completed.
You're excited for this flight? Cool, man. Thank you. I hope you enjoy. Right, so let's actually use this camera here. So as you can see, golden hour is upon us. Everything that the sun now touches turns into gold. And mostly planes, I will fly the 777F to Belfast City Airport again. And that time, next time I will not try to fly below the glide slope. I will just fly it straight on and see if we can make it. I like the challenge. Alright, so that would be nose to the left, tail to the right.
Release parking brakes, please.
So, parking brake, please. There you go.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Okay. Start up engine number 2 first. Here we go. Ventils shooting up, and we can add the fuel. Well, the black looks like it's going to be okay. Sometimes these taxi jobs, these pushbacks I should say, not taxi, but pushback jobs, sometimes they leave a little bit to be desired. But usually the GSX is actually quite good, which makes it a lot of fun. Engine number 1, start it up. Engine number 2 is steady. We got our N2 spooling up. Get some fuel in there. Beautiful sunset, I totally agree with you. And golden hour is always beautiful, look at that. I like to say everything the sun touches just turns to gold, you know? Alright, let's set our parking brakes. Parking brakes set.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Copy. And that should be any moment now. The AGT is rising still. Let's confirm the engine start and we get out of here.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
So now that the engines are running, you can see the master caution here, so if you check, actually it's not saying it, that's also interesting. Usually it should say something like ELEC, but nonetheless, let's turn on the main generators now, then we can turn off the APU and the APU bleed. We'll turn on the packs.
Unlocking gear.
So now that we have hydraulics, flaps 1, auto brake, reject the takeoff. And I'm guessing at some point we will need to reconfirm our takeoff speeds.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Cool. That means we're ready to get going. Let's just wait for the bypass spin. Okay. Alright, man. Runway turn-off lights, taxi lights. And I think it's actually good to fly the Airbus soon. That's an easy, yeah, so I'm very bad at identifying this aircraft. So yeah, okay. If you say that's the A330, then yeah, I wouldn't expect that, I guess, from EasyJet. Yeah, that's the thing with using the Airsoft simple traffic tool. It's generating some sort of logical aircraft, like a KLM City Hopper. I guess City Hopper probably also doesn't use this type of I don't know, I'm not sure, it looks like an Airbus at least. But at least we don't have these generic planes, you know, liveries. You have the EasyJet, a few SAS here, and I really like this. But yes, the planes might indeed sometimes be a little bit weird. And I think actually the pointy nose of Flight Simulator 2020 is just horrible. It's absolutely horrendous. They should not have to do that. But I don't create flight simulators, I just use them. Alright, so we should be ready to taxi. Taxi lights, we've turned those on. And let's quickly check again where we're going. So we get ourselves onto Papa, and then let's see how we would do this. We can stay on Papa, let's do Papa left turn. Left turn on Zulu and then Alpha. And that should take us to the runway. Something like that. Parking brake released. So about 30% N1 should be okay, at least to get us rolling. But I do think it's good to, for the next flight maybe, to, or not, at least not wait too long, and fly the Phoenix A320 again, because I do notice it's good to keep challenging yourself, you know. I used to fly that aircraft pretty much blindly, even though in the meantime I did learn a lot of new things, but yeah, and then today I was struggling a little bit, but at the same time I was also a little bit distracted with the jets and everything. What's the runway you're taking off from? It will be 2 to right, most of the planes. So just go to cross runway 12. Let's keep it rolling a little bit. So if I'm not mistaken, we're pretty much here. Here is 2 to the right, so we just follow Alpha 1 and we get ourselves onto the runway. So watch your speed a little bit, and yeah, let's get onto the runway from this point. So landing lights. Position strobe steady. Let's take the chance and consider ourselves clear to get onto the runway. Hey, cool, you're playing Microsoft Flight Simulator as well, because you're watching this while flying. That is so nice. Where are you flying? And again, welcome aboard, man. Welcome to the channel. It's so nice of you to come join while you're flying. I really appreciate it. I like that. Alright, so we're here at the runway. Let's stop for a second. See if our brain can do anything for making things bad. We'll need to turn off the packs just for takeoff, so get the most out of our engine. I think pretty much we're good to go. Let's have a quick look here for takeoff. So flaps, green light, stabilizer trim. So we set the stabilizer trim and the flaps have green light. Belfast International to Tarbis. Nice. If you tell me where Tarbis is, with Belfast International, I will fly there as well. You asked me the last time. You suggested to also fly to Belfast International, and I want to do that too. So that is definitely on the agenda, on the non-existent agenda. Let's see. I think we're good. They did not ask us to reconfirm our takeoff speeds. Our takeoff speeds were 123, 123, 127. I think we should just get going. Cabin crew, prepare for takeoff. Quick question, let me check your question before we take off. Quick question, what flight simulator yoke do you have also turbuses in? Oh, okay. Okay. Flight simulator yoke. I'm just using Xbox 360 controller. So just start it up. If that answers your question, I must say, but yeah, I'm not too hung up on all the hardware and what have you. But I like to use a controller. And in the beginning it was weird, but actually now I think it's quite okay. So when I'm on final approach and I turn off the autopilot, it will be one hand flying with the thumbstick, and the other hand will be, you know, my mouse, you know, interfacing with things. Or basically actually my hand hovering over the F1 button on my keyboard to, you know. You play good on Xbox, thanks so much, man. I am playing on PC, on Windows, but it is a Xbox 360 controller, just to be precise. I'm not always precise, but when I can, I try to. Alright, all kidding aside, let's see, I think we're done. Must say I'm getting a little bit tired. It's been a couple of days of rest. Parking brake was, yeah, so we'll set 50%. Takeoff thrust set. But thank you, Muscle Base.
Your speed's alive.
Alright, let's get this thing going. Let's start the timer actually. There you go.
80 knots.
V1.
V2.
Rotate. Right, get up. Have a look outside. Turn on autopilot. Flap up speed coming, so flaps go up. 1300 feet. We should be on our way to Rubat, 1.6 nautical miles. Let's zoom out. I think I may have forgotten something. So it's now probably in heading mode. I see what's wrong. So N1 heading select and MCP speed. So totally forgot to arm the VNAV and the LNAV. Thanks mostly blades. And then after takeoff I turned on the autopilot, and then I saw that the aircraft was turning to the right, and I was thinking, that's a bit funny. So we're now finally on our way to Rubat and now onwards to Toby. So things are looking a little bit better. We can turn off the auto brakes. When they turn off lights and tax lights can be turned off too, and let's turn on the packs. We can go to auto. So we lock the gear, and that should pretty much be our landing checklist, or sorry, our after takeoff checklist complete. Let's have a peek here. Engine bleeds to on, packs to auto, landing gear up and off, and flaps up, no lights. So the flaps are up, no lights, the gear is up and locked. The packs are at auto, and the engine bleeds are both on. And that's us flying out of Copenhagen. I got a little bit distracted here by the go. Let's get back to the flight deck. So transition altitude, we're already actually 10,000, 12,000 feet, so let's go and do something. Landing lights can come off. Silver signs can go to auto. Flights over climbing. Let's see where our top of descent will be at 1956. That's in about 30 minutes. It's a very short flight. Let's actually turn on the T gas. Have a little bit of a window view. I will be right back within 2 shakes of one land's tail. Please excuse me. Alright, here we are again. So let's see what's going on. 50230, speed 287. So it's 5 nautical miles, speed 287. So that's everything's looking okay. We got 4.1 thousand kilograms of fuel remaining. But only shortly after takeoff, 7 minutes into the flight. Top of climb coming up in about, I don't know, 60 miles or so. 62 nautical miles. And then descent will be in 178 nautical miles. That's at 1956. So that's, what is it? 26 minutes. Give us the golden hour. Always beautiful. And interesting, we have full moon. So we have on the one side the full moon. Pretty much full, I guess. And then on the other side we have the sun shining not only on Earth and our aircraft, but also on the moon. So they're pretty much opposite of each other at the moment. site it is. To 30,000 feet up of climb coming up in about 45 miles or whatever. 161. So I think we should set up for the arrival and the descent. First check our weather, electronic flight bag, home button and arrival. This was issued 1925 and that's the current one, 240, 10 knots. It's a little bit windy. Let's pull up the charts. So we are landing at the runway 18 right. Let's also pull up the chart for that. Amsterdam charts approach. 18 center, 18 right. We'll just take this chart. Smooth so far, thanks man. Let's keep it smooth. Smooth like the seal of approval. Alright, let's see. What is this, the initial approach chart? ILS localizer runway 18 right. So we got frequency ILS DEMIR 110.1. 110.1, so in the Boeing 737 you do have to type it in yourself, 110.1, and then the final approach course will be heading 182. Let's set that up. Okay, what else? Let's hope we'll be from Alpha Mike 621. So yeah, let's actually have a look at the arrival before we do anything else. So we go BLUFA. This will take us to RTIP, and then from RTIP, have a look. Go to planning page. And if I'm not mistaken, let's see, you lower the yield, okay. Okay, so then RTIP coming up, and then after RTIP to Alpha Mike 621, so is that okay for us? RTIP, and then Alpha Mike 621. We could put in maybe PFOS. PFOS. Well, let's do that. PFOS. We'll answer that as well. So after RTIP we'll fly to PFOS. Stand by 1 second. Okay, we're ready. PFOS, answer. Then, okay, let's execute. I think this will work out for us. Might be somewhat of a tight turn, I don't know. Please click, thank you. Previous page, and we go there. So from RTIP to PFOS, let's zoom in. Now if we enter the mostly planes saying my cat is sitting beside me. I think he wants to watch the stream. That's a good excuse, mostly planes. That's a very good excuse. You're a very smart cat. And is this a boy or a girl? I want to let her watch the stream, or maybe let him watch the stream. It's cute. I love cats. I'm a cat person myself. So you're in good company, and so is your cat. PFOS and the glide slope will start 6.2 nautical miles from VPD. VPB, that's it, 6.2 nautical miles. Wrong button. So 182, that will be 002 for the reciprocal. Let's go to our runway. I'm going to set up the fix now first. We're at 39,000 feet. Where's my fix button? So 002. And then it was 6.2, I believe, nautical miles. Let's just double check. 6.2 nautical miles. And now we get the range link. So I guess it's okay. Let's zoom out now just one step. Yeah, that should be fine. Let's do it. He is called Max. Well, Max, nice to meet you, man. And let's also set up one range link at 50 nautical miles. Yeah, so this should work out for us. I'm happy with it. Right, so let's carry on. We can remove this and go back to engines. Map view. Time is now 39, so about 15 more minutes until we start descending. Let's set our decision altitude. Let's go radio altitude 100. Radio altitude 100. So we have 110.1 at 182, 110.1, quickly double check. 110.1, yeah, I would hate to set the wrong one. So 40,000 feet coming up here. And then our top of descent, 1955. So it's about 15 minutes. Okay. So 99 nautical miles. Let's use this display here, this FMC. Yeah, now we can keep on monitoring. We have two separate screens. It's really nice with the. Usually we'll see this, I think, in third-party developers. But I'm a real snob. I'm not sure if you have separate FMCs. Do you have separate FMCs in the stock aircraft Microsoft Flight Simulator? I'm not really sure. Maybe, I believe in the any build ones, right? the sky dolly is running. Let's just record that. So on our way to EKCH, 5.6 nautical miles. Everything looking good. No, not the whole page. What am I seeing there? What's going on? Oh, that's... Oh, never mind. Progress, so we're expected to arrive 2024 with 2.6 thousand kilograms of fuel remaining. Top of the descent is also listed here, actually 90 miles. I do like this view with the full moon next to us. Look at that. Did you know, from planet Earth until the moon, you can fit all 8 planets of the solar system will fit in between. That's how far the moon is from us. It's actually quite far, like 300,000 kilometers. Talk about high flight level, you know? Okay, 40,000 feet. Basically we just pretty much sit and wait. I think we're set up. We can do weather checks in the meantime. So the last weather report was at 1925. And that is still, so we have 1 hourly updates, I guess. 25. Maybe not yet. We could actually get one at 55. So the descending altitude, we should also set that. We can check here on the top. So at Alpha Mike 621, we'll go for 2,000 feet. So what I will do, I'll just dial 2,000 feet here in the window. And I won't fly over the top of the descent. The aircraft will simply follow down. Absolutely convenient by Boeing. Whereas in the Airbus we were flying earlier, you have to do it yourself, and I was actually a little bit late. Fortunately, we were able to get factors and everything, so that really helped out, because all of a sudden we had a runway change and everything. And, you know, I have been experimenting, but for myself. Been trying to use the secondary flight plan and everything lately, and I did not do it today. The earlier stream, like the A320, from Eindhoven to Belgrade. So that resulted in us having to really quickly change the flight plan around to the approach and everything. It got a little bit messy, but fortunately, as I said, we were getting factors, so you know, so it worked out. But then once we arrived at Belgrade, I have this custom scenery for Belgrade Airport that has 2 runways, but one of those runways has been closed off for a whole time, and this is now open, and this was actually in use. But on the scenery that I have, there was actually construction going on. I was able to land, but it looked a little bit funny. And then after that, I could get off the runway to try and cross the other one, but there were blocks, roadblocks, sort of preventing us from driving over. And unlike aircraft that you can just drive through, we could not drive through those roadblocks. So we ended the stream right there. But it was interesting to do nonetheless. Okay. 66 miles, 1955. Let's see what that other aircraft is to the left of us. It's not showing, that's a shame. I love how you see this Terminator here. Light to dark. Looks nice and sharp. So the PMDG 757-600, it's very small, and I will set the 737-7 on it, and they say that the length from wingtip to wingtip is slightly longer than the actual length of the fuselage. And in that sense, it's quite a little unique plane. What I do love about it is mostly just it's short, it looks chubby, and I think that's cute for an airplane. But at the same time, I like airplanes anyway. But yeah, it's a nice plane to fly. So I get back inside. To CMD zone, SMC speed L19 path, 14,000 feet. We have 2,000 feet arms in the window, and that's displaying here as well. So once we get flyover and about 54 nautical miles over our top descent, we should go down. Don't think there's a weather update quite yet. It will be every 30 minutes or every hour. Once every hour. Time 1951, so we're about ready to descend, 31 nautical miles. See if there's a weather update. Probably not. Nope, not yet. Let's get the descent checklist up. Pressurization should be at landing altitude. Airport elevation -11, -13. We can put that at sea level. And that is at sea level. Then recall, let's check the recall, see if anything needs our attention. Not yet. Auto brake, we'll set the auto brake to 1. If I can find it, right there. Landing data VREF and minimum. So let's set the VREF speed. For now, let's see our fuel. 3.2, 2.6 on arrival. We'll go flap 40 degrees. That currently gives us a speed of 121 knots, plus 5 is 126. So we should have the VREF speed in here, 121, we had 5, 126. Approach briefing, see no, VREF minimums, we have the minimums 100, and then we have 110, that's 1 at 182. So that's all done. Then approach will be the, let's see, transition altitude. 3,000 feet. That's the extended runway center line. R-tip. It's kind of a tight approach, but I think we should be able to make it. If we manage our speed nicely, then nothing can go wrong. 60 miles to the top of descent. And expect to arrive 2024. That's in 30 minutes. So that makes sense. Let's pull up the window seat, and I'll be back within 2 shakes of a donkey's ear. Okay, so it sounds like we're descending. Get ourselves onto the flight deck again. We're descending, looking good. KUBAT 251 at flight level 313. Time 1958. See if we have a new weather report. Probably not. No sorry, Bob. $19.58. 2025. Looks now like we're a little bit low, but we're not going to intervene. As you can see, it's changing quite rapidly. Wouldn't even be surprised if it says we're a little bit high at some point. But this is looking good, so we're going to keep going like this. Time 20. BLUFA 251 in 35 miles, flight level 260 or below. They did a really nice job of Flight Simulator. The lighting looks really nice. Where are we? Flight level 292. Right, so far everything's looking good. Let's see if there's a weather update. 1925. There's some turbulence. No, still 1925. So yeah, might still be sort of dusky when we arrive. Here's flight level 268. 218, 269. Speed is getting lower, 238. So what, do we have a headwind or something? So we are allowed to fly 251. Not that I'm complaining at all, I don't mind. Just see these people it's not on. No, we didn't use it yet. Now 41 minutes into the flight. Time is 20:04. Let's 20,000 feet. Let's turn on the seatbelt sign. Do we have a final weather report now? There we are. 220 at 6 knots. Capital 15 degrees. QNH 1020. So 1020 set pre-dial here. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. We have started our descent into our arrival airport of Amsterdam Airport, Schiphol Airport. We expect to arrive in about 20 minutes. We've turned on the seatbelt sign, so please turn to your seats and make sure that your seatbelt signs are securely fastened. The temperature at Amsterdam will be 15 degrees centigrade. It looks like it's open skies. On behalf of Scandinavian Airlines and the entire crew, thank you for your attention and thank you for flying with us. Right, so hopefully we got away with that one. 23,000 feet. On our way to BLUFA in 9 miles, we should be 260 or below, and then we're aiming for Arkady to be 250 knots or below, and then between flight level 70 and flight level 100. I'm getting a little bit distracted by the lady, so I do not apologize. Look at that view, man. Those colors. Colors look so nice. Yes, we're descending mostly planes. Are you ready? I may have had a little beer to celebrate my beautiful girlfriend's birthday. So do not tell the FCC. Sorry, the FAA. So we've just addressed our passengers. We're now flying through flight level 20. We are 204. Time 20:07. We have the new weather. 6 knots, so that's okay. So I'm excited. Always like to land at Amsterdam Airport. It's nice and big, a very clear airport. And usually a very busy one as well. One of the most busy airports in Western Europe, as far as I know. So let's keep on managing our speed, or at least monitoring. We do not have to manage anything yet. We should be below speed 250 in about 30 nautical miles, and we're already at 242. We're aiming for RTIP, flight level 100. If anything, we're slightly high on our approach or on the descent. But we don't have to intervene at all, so we'll just keep that going. I do want to check now that we've burnt a little bit more fuel. We're now down to 2.9, and we're expecting to land at 2.6. Our left speed still the same, 121. Could maybe go down to 120. Let's go to the legs page. Beautiful color. So stand by 1 moment and we'll be right back. Right, here we are again. Come back inside. A little bit below the descent profile, 16,600 feet, speed 241. So far, so good, everything's looking fine. And yeah, let's also start up our APU. What's going on? RTIP in 14 miles. Speed 240, 139 knots. See our inlet left page, still down to 121, so okay. So the city of Amsterdam, the Netherlands. It's a very small but highly populated country. It looks like it's still sort of daytime, at least it's not a black sky yet or dark blue. miles. So almost at 10,000 feet. I will turn on the landing lights. So transition altitude is at 4,000 feet, I believe. 3,000 feet. Cars at been 3 miles. Speed 250 above flight level 70 and below 10,000. Below 10,000 feet. Right, so here we are at Arkady, so now we're going to Belos. Let's check our speed. 193 to 2,706 and 30 nautical miles. So let's do this. So approach checklist is basically the altimeters, and then landing checklist will be engine start switches to continuous relight. I will do this right now. We'll save us a little bit later on. Speed brake arms, we'll do this on final approach, landing gear down, flaps up. Okay, so there's really nothing else we can do. Now 53 minutes into the flight. Belos is taking us well into the 15 nautical mile range, I think that. Should be there, speed 193, so that should be okay, I guess. We'll see how it's going to go down. Around 600 feet. We have DEMIR, 22.5 miles. That's the glide slope altitude, the maximum altitude, I guess, below which we can intercept. So we're aiming for 2,000 feet and 2,706 at Belos and 16.4 nautical miles. And our speed there should be down to 193. And so far, it looks like the FMS is just doing that. So let's just keep this up. Let's check our final approach speed. Still 121. Alright. The wind was 6 knots. 6 knots. No new weather report. But let's get back to the flight deck. .240 knots, and we have 6 nautical miles to go, 5.5. Looks like we're now decelerating. Or rather say it sounds like we're decelerating. Cool. Let's set this birdie down at Amsterdam airport. So standard is steering here in amber. So 3,000 feet. Let's just switch over now. 1020. So now I think we're a little bit high. Let's put in some speed brakes and get ourselves down a little bit faster here. Deviation is not a lot. It was around 100 feet or something. And around 30 feet it will stop complaining usually. There you go. Left turn now. Let's out of the localizer. Localizer armed and localizer captured. Turn on the runway turn-off lights and the taxi lights. Turn off the dome lights as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain speaking. We have turned off the dome lights. This is a normal procedure for a nighttime landing. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign has come off. On behalf of Scandinavian Airlines and the entire crew, thank you for your attention. Let's also arm the approach. Yeah, see what's going on. The speed's going down. It's beautiful. Single channel, glide slope capture. Fine, go flat 1. Drag required. Okay. Speed brake out. Range 6 nautical miles. . Oh, 50 course, shouldn't do that. Just drop the gear. Cabin crew, take your seats for landing. Go final approach speed.
1,000.
Full flaps. 1,000 feet. Let's have it stabilize a little bit more. And then autopilot off. Try not to climb, please. Keep it coming down slowly. It's a bit better.
Plus 100.
Here's our runway.
Minimums.
Continue.
50, 40,
Idle.
30,
Flat.
20. 10.
Main gear touchdown. There's nose gear touchdown. Welcome to Amsterdam, everybody. Full reverse. Do a little bit of toe braking. Engine to idle. Flaps up. Speed brakes in. And we can exit here to the left. So from here it's quite a drive. Let's have a look. I just leave the landing lights on for now, just because there's such poor lighting sometimes in the sim. I know you should actually turn them off, but I do like, I don't know, for some reason I do like to see where it is that I'm going, you know? Auto brake, we can turn that off. Now basically, that's the wrong button again. Oops. Let me get back. Basically we are now on Victor Then we'll cross, let's see, that's Whiskey 13, and then with Whiskey 15, we cross the runway 18 center, get ourselves onto Delta, and then we follow Delta all the way down, and we get onto Alpha, and then we can park whatever the hell we want. I did not miss an intersection, did I? No. Okay, still going. And that's a thing at Amsterdam airport. It's really big, and then they love to have you use that far out runway there. It's just used 18 right. So they taxi like 10 minutes or something. So mostly planes. Are you still there? Are you descending? Are you landing? I'm not sure, did I ask you what aircraft you are using? No, I don't think I did. What aircraft are you using to fly from Belfast International to Dartmouth? See, we do not crash here. There's a little bit of a downslope coming up. Look at that. Whoops, checking something else here. Let's check the chart. Vector Whiskey 13, cross the runway. Okay. Okay, so we'll take a right turn here. It's a very long taxi, but it's nice to do. I do like to have, if I can, to have a complete flight on the channel. So that includes taxiing to and from the runway as well. so there's the apron area. I think we'll take Alpha. We'll take a right turn into Alpha 20. So about 37% and 1, but we're now doing 10 knots. We don't have to go super fast anymore, we're here now. So let's take a right turn onto Alpha 20. My bad. So what, there's no space for us? There was one, but I was a little bit too late. Let's just take a right turn and call it today. That's okay. So by this point we're just going to settle down somewhere. You know, you can even just drive through the aircraft, right? But still. Okay, just let's do this. Just so we have wheel stop, parking brake set. That's it, and once again, welcome to Amsterdam, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the flight. Most of the time, thank you very much for hanging out and say hi to Max from me. And everybody, thank you very much for checking. It's very much appreciated. And I will see you at the next video. Have a very good day. Bye bye.